Yes, Matt, Tom Brady is softer than Cristiano Ronaldo.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a very special 11 a.m. edition.
Yep.
Not of the I have no idea what I'm doing hour. That's my show.
Yeah.
But beyond
Kyle Gresko.
Beyond Question with Matt, Tom, and two special guest appearances from Tim and Jeremiah.
Yep.
So
usually if there's special guest appearances, like the actual hosts of the show should host the show. But really,
you're on my time slot, buddy, so deal with it.
Yeah.
No, it's
we're
beyond Kyle Gresko.
It actually is beyond Kyle Gresko today. Okay.
Yep.
So we all know Kyle very well.
Yes.
He's a huge Dodgers fan. Mm-hmm. Okay. What he wrote on Facebook last night, I've never done this before to a fellow DJ, but I'm calling him out today. So let me read you guys. Have you seen it yet, Matt? You have. Okay.
Yeah.
You saw it, Jeremiah? I know you saw it.
Besides the many times he's been saying facts.
Yeah. So let's go to Facebook here so we could all get a rough idea of what we're talking
All
about.
during the World Series, he's been saying it's rigged.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things. You know, he's saying that the World Series is rigged, saying that...
I can tell you right now, if it was rigged, LA would have won.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't disagree with that.
LA's a bigger market. LA is the city that everybody, it's like New York,
So his
New York, LA, that's where you want to be. And,
his things doesn't actually even have an actual good argument. He's just saying it just to say it.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. But here's...
And let's also put in the fact, if we're going to talk about it's fixed because of Houston and Hurricane Harvey, whatever happened to any of Miami's teams being considered for this, because Miami also got hit by
He deleted all of his statuses.
Yeah.
Oh, he finally did now?
But you have a screenshot, right?
I took a picture of it.
Yeah, Jeremiah took a screenshot because he's prepared.
Sometimes I think Jeremiah could be over-prepared.
Sat there and got scrutinized on private messenger, especially when you have blank all the Houston Astros supports.
Yes.
Even though it should say supporters.
Here, I'll read it. You don't deserve a World Series title. You didn't earn it. The World Series is rigged for the hurricane victims and survivors. What a load of blank. Insert your colorful language here. I can't believe I live in a society and a world where they need to rig a professional sports title just so the people of Houston can be given a parade and be given something to be cheerful about.
I mean, well, first of all, you got to look at the person writing the post. That's why I give this post absolutely no credibility whatsoever.
Well, I don't either.
Kyle is, just like all of us, and even you were a college student, but we're all college students. Our opinions don't matter. Our opinions are worthless.
Wow.
Our opinions are opinions for a reason.
Nobody
passes policy based off of our opinions. Nobody wins championships based off of our opinions.
You could sit there and you could pull a part of it. Besides the bad grammar errors that are in that in the first place.
All right.
That's one. Yeah. Two, the parade in that's not given. That isn't for free. Right. You know who pays for that?
The city.
The city, the taxpayers, the team.
Yeah.
They have to pay for the
Cavs. The Cavs.
And in fact,
parade.
I remember
they're not given a parade.
I know that I've been told that actually the 95 Indians, when they lost the World Series, actually had a bigger overall crowd than the Braves, who won the World Series.
Yeah.
So the losers still do their own parade. And apparently David Justice, who was on the Braves at that time, noticed that and said, I want to be in Cleveland.
Right.
Because they want to just have a team that wins. In Atlanta, they didn't care. They'd been winning so often that it didn't matter to them.
So what were some of the other things that like Kyle said? Because he deleted everything.
I right off the rip, I messaged him and said, yes, Kyle, the LA Dodgers are softer than the Houston Astros.
Well, that's how it goes.
I directly messaged him.
Yeah.
On Facebook. And to me, it's just the fact of that, look, again, look at the person who's writing the post. Where's the credibility? If this is a guy on ESPN, a guy on Fox Sports, a guy on CBS Sports, I could say, okay, this is good. If it doesn't make the news, then I really don't care about it. I mean, to me, this is worthless.
In a way that, because it's not just him, it's probably a few others. The thing is, parades aren't given.
They're earned.
They're earned in some shape or form. You don't get there by magic. No one takes a magic wand and says, hey, you're going to be in the World Series.
And it's not like the Astros won like 80 games and barely made it into the playoffs. They won 100 games.
Yankees.
Yeah, they won 100 games.
Yeah.
And won their division. They deserved to be in the playoffs, and they played their butts off to get to that World Series.
Then secondly, parades aren't just given. They got to plan it. The city pays for it. The police officers get paid for it. They're not just there for, we're bored of that. We decided to dress up in our police outfit. The city workers had to clean up and put up barriers and that. They don't just do that because, I feel like working for free today, and I get bored.
What do you want to say, Matt?
This is what, people who play the victim role do. I mean, they blame it on an outside presence for their own failure, or their own personal problems. And what I would tell Kyle in coming back to him, I would say, blame the front office for acquiring Yu Darvish, who didn't last 2 or 3 innings
or
last night.
Blame the front office for not pitching Kurt Schilling. Wow. Clayton Kershaw in the first inning.
I was thinking last night too. When I didn't watch the game, but I was getting updates.
You put your ace, not just like a typical ace, one of the best pitchers in the National League, and you're not starting him Game 7.
Exactly.
And I think
critical Game 7.
Well, I mean, it was 3-2 Houston. Game 6 comes around, and I get the whole point of this is win or we're done. But the fact is at that point, don't they have Rich Hill and
I
Alex
think they have
Wood?
Rich Hill.
Yeah, they have Rich Hill. Alex Wood pitched too. Yeah,
Alex Wood pitched. That. I mean, and Kershaw came in last night, didn't he?
Third inning. Yeah. So I mean. Maybe you can blame it on, it was already, 2-0, 4-0?
But really, that's on the manager, not completely the front office.
Right, and that too. It's the team's fault that they lost Game 7, just like it's the Warriors' fault that they lost Game 7 to us. Just like, like all of that.
Way too soon.
For Kyle, at least.
Boy, today it's not looking good for California.
But that's the one, if that's not a poster child of right there, that status pretty much a cyberbullying.
In what way is that cyberbullying, though? I mean, can we define it?
It's not cyberbullying. It's a cry. It's basically someone. And this is what I can't stand about social media, because people have learned how to do this. But whenever there's a problem in someone's life, people want others to hear the problem, and instead of going up to a human being face to face, the easiest route is to get on your phone and go on Facebook. So that's what this is. This is just, I'm upset at the moment, and I need people to pity me or argue with me, debate me, to make me feel better about myself. Therefore, I'm going right to social media to start something. And it's ridiculous. It really is. It's childish and immature.
One of the things that I've always noticed about Kyle, and like I said, I don't normally do this, but what I saw last night just wasn't cool.
And he handed it to us when we lost to the Warriors, this past year. When we lost to the Cubs last year, we just get
the Indians when they got knocked out.
With the Yankees. That's what happens with him.
I wanted to, that whole idea about the Cubs winning last year's World Series, I really wanted to bring up. If Kyle's going to say that this World Series is rigged, why doesn't he say anything
last
year's World Series?
Right.
When a team that had not won a World Series
ever
in 108 years.
No, he just wanted to see the Indians lose because he doesn't want us to win anything. But the thing is, none of us.
That's the sad part. I really wanted Kyle here so I could ask him a very big question. Because
what's the question?
That we all know that Kyle said that he hates Cleveland, and that's because he hates to see Cleveland win.
because his teams aren't.
But there's got to be something underneath that. Why?
Yeah, exactly.
Though?
That's the thing. Is like I wanted to ask, why do you hate to see Cleveland win?
Because his teams aren't there.
Well, again,
he said that flat out.
I mean, it goes again to the person. You know, like something I've realized recently is, you know, I don't. If Golden State wins, who cares?
Well,
you know, if the Cavs win a game on a Thursday and Golden State wins on a Saturday,
yeah, like
who cares?
How do you measure the wins in that case? It's like Cleveland has done a lot of winning recently, but there have been very, very few championships to speak of. So are you measuring by just general winning, or are you measuring by championships? Because in Kyle's case, it looks like he cares a lot more about the championship, in which case he should adore Cleveland. Cleveland has done a lot of winning, but not a lot of championship winning.
Yeah, there's a difference. But again, and this is going to sound a little odd, but it's things like what we're doing right now that give that credibility. You know, talking about someone who absolutely is meaningless when it comes to sports because they're not hired by any sports team to talk about this or any you know credited media outlet to talk about this. Their opinion is as worth as much as the acorns out in the courtyard. You know, I mean, there's so many of them.
Nice.
But you can't pick one and go, this one is meaningful. It's just, to me, it's like bringing this up and talking about this makes him go, oh, now this hit somebody in the head. This triggered someone to talk about my opinion, so I guess it does matter. You know, it's just...
No, he just doesn't care about your normal human being. The thing is,
I agree with that.
With the Indians, everyone in that, they didn't go and say, well, we got robbed and that. In Cleveland, we take it on the chin and we move on.
Because we care about the game. And that's not what Kyle cares about. Kyle cares about the winning. He cares about the competition. He does not care about respecting the game itself.
Yeah.
Just...
besides saying that the whole World Series and pretty much American baseball's rigged in that and all that. This is the thing. If it doesn't go whatever, here in Cleveland we know things. The Browns fans, the
Browns still have fans.
The Browns fans.
Yeah. It's like Cleveland knows stuff. The Browns suck. Back to you, Tim.
The Browns fans, the Indians fans, the Cavs fans, the Force fans, the Gladiators, and
the
everyone.
Force. I haven't heard that in a while.
Well, because they used to be here. All of us Cleveland fans that we either know all these teams that we root for, to the few, to whatever, even the Ohio State people.
Yep.
All of us know one thing. Here and there, we get knocked in the chin. We don't get that championship. We don't get the win. We don't get the bowl game, whatever it is. Or we don't get to be in the national spotlight. But we take it on the chin. We move on the next day.
Yeah.
It's
right. Yeah.
Next year we're going to get
better. I haven't heard this passion out of this guy in a little while. Go ahead, Matt.
I wanted to prove my point. So scroll up and down that page and show me something that you see in all of his posts, or what you don't see in all of his posts. How many likes does he have on each of his posts? 0. So nobody cares. Kyle, be quiet. No one cares. The reason we're talking about it...
Oh, there's all the posts again.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. A college student from Kirtland, Ohio, who is a Dodgers fan. Who cares? You know, to me, that's my point, is just this. Let him cry and moan like people like him do. But at the end of the day, they're not rich.
That's true.
But they don't have great jobs.
But
they don't have any meaning to their argument.
The one other point I want to bring out of this, they don't earn that. They had to here and there borrow other people's fields to play because of the hurricane, which Houston actually
Oh,
did.
yeah.
The community, they had to sit there. They got to rebuild in that. They got to, the players in that, they got to rebuild their houses or clean them up. They earn just like here in Cleveland, we go to work, we go root for our teams, we do that. Houston's doing the same exact thing we do. Dodgers and that, or people are crying right now that, well, we didn't win, or it's fixed and stuff, and that.
Right.
You can get over yourself. You can get over your stupid mindset.
Because think about where they're coming from. LA is a market that everyone wants to play in.
Yeah.
And so when the better market loses, let's rejoice. Let's have a cocktail and sit back and have a party.
So,
you know, I mean, why do we care about the Dodgers? Why do we care about Houston? Houston had a hurricane. Hurricanes come every year. You know, people suffered. People suffer every day. I'm not discrediting, you know, the city and what happened. I'm saying that this is life. Get over it, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, if Kyle wants to say
deal
that
with it every year.
Yeah, if we're gonna say that there's a hurricane that was like, because obviously you could say the Super Bowl was rigged for the New Orleans Saints after Hurricane Katrina.
Right.
Does anybody say that?
No.
And you look, they played at many different fields. They played on a college field?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't go to their home dome and that.
Yeah.
They took it on the chin pretty darn good. But
So-
they came back from it.
I actually want to move on from talking about Kyle. Another interesting thing that came out of the game last night, well, actually after the game, did you guys watch the post game at all?
Correa. A little bit of it.
Correa.
Oh, Correa?
Carlos Correa
He-
asked his lovely girlfriend to be his wife.
I thought that was George
was,
Springer.
no, I was Correa.
Carlos Correa.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was.
And-
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The first thing I thought was this guy can barely speak English. How are you two dating? But
Wow.
Okay, Trump.
He's bringing drugs and crime. No, but anyway, you know, I thought that was pretty cool. And to think about it from her perspective,
What would happen if they didn't win?
Your husband just won the World Series. If you say no on national television after that happens, first of all, you're on national television.
Right.
All right, so his reputation and your reputation as a possible family is on the line in the spotlight. Number two, he just won the World Series. Like, how can you kill that mood? Like afterwards, if she said today, if she goes, you know, they wake up, hey, I was just living in the moment. I don't want to marry yet. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, because if she says no, how hilarious would that be? Because I feel like the Dodgers Twitter page would troll him to the end of the earth. And I would too if I was the Dodgers. That's great.
Thankfully, you don't
hilarious.
have to have the marriage planned immediately. You can just go and say, "Oh, we're gonna have this at such and such a time." Now they're just fiancés at this point. They don't. It's not like they're gonna get married in Vegas the very next day.
Well,
No,
Vegas is not a good spot right now.
Exactly.
It just makes me think of WrestleMania with Cena and Nikki Bella, but we won't go there. But what did you guys think? Did you guys think that was good timing, bad timing?
That was good television.
Yeah,
which is why I think that happened.
That's why Fox put it on there.
Yeah, that's why Joe Buck was thinking about Kyle Schwarber when that was going on. You know, you're not in the World Series this year, but you're in my World Series in my heart. You know, just to me, I just think it makes for good television. I feel like that was kind of staged. If there's anything rigged, Kyle, the end of that was.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah. You know, just.
I don't believe that.
Believe
Just
what?
for the one thing of, it's not a guarantee in any athletes in that. Especially you look at Joe Thomas. He's been at Cleveland for 11 years. It's no guarantee you'll make the playoffs. It's no guarantee you'll make it to the big show.
Yeah.
This could be the guy's one time.
That's true.
Ever in his career. He could get injured. He could get hit by a car and never be able to play baseball again.
Well, we wouldn't wish that upon anybody.
No, you won't wish it upon, but this is life.
Yeah.
It's like this. It's no guarantee that guy will ever see the World Series again after this.
Yeah.
Read Yordano Ventura.
Oh.
So I don't think it's completely
Jose
staged.
Fernandez.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I hate to bring those guys up because they both passed away in the last year. But Jeremiah is right. You know, you never know.
Life is fleeting. and you have to make the most of every single moment you're given. And
he
North Korea was
He
given
did.
this perfect moment on the biggest stage of his sport.
Yes.
I just want to know what would have happened if she said no. Like I'm kind of hoping.
I was wondering what would have happened if the Astros lost that game.
Well, no, I don't think he. I think he was just caught up in the moment. He had the ring on him. He's like, if I win, I'm going to go up to her, and
Well, you want to
just
make
to look
a memorable moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
but just-
is a memorable
it is
moment.
just to look at the fans of the Dodgers fans from their perspective too, and just to look down and see like this guy just destroyed us on our home field, and now he's proposing to his wife. Like I feel that's like.
How much beer was thrown on her after
How
that?
could you propose to your wife?
or propose to your girlfriend and future wife
Yeah,
now?
whatever.
Future
We knew
Mrs.
where we were
Correa.
going.
I
Future Mrs. Correa. I feel like just looking down, that's like that's like double tap, right? That's like, someone, you just gotta, hit them once in Call of Duty. Hit the zombie once, when you shoot him, but then you shoot him twice. That's how the Dodgers fans felt. They lost already. That's one shot, and then they looked over.
Okay,
at
I can see
Correa
that.
and his fiance now, and is like, man, they're handing it to us. This is terrible, And that's what I think. Cleveland felt something similar to that with the Cubs winning last year.
But except that was with Joe Buck and not any baseball player.
Yeah, that was the announcer that had a hard-on for Kyle Schwarber.
Well, you can't say that, man.
Well, they don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. But anyway, hard baseball bat. So
Yeah.
Do we have a wrong answer buzzer in this?
Yeah.
Hold on
Yes,
one
we
sec.
do.
I didn't cuss.
No, but there was definitely
Oh, wait a minute.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Here we go. Wait for it. You're supposed to be playing. There it is. The Price is Right losing horn for you, Matt.
Okay. Well,
He loses.
play that one
daily
more time for the
basis.
Dodgers. A moment of silence.
Yeah, a moment of silence for the Dodgers.
And Kyle's life.
Yeah.
I put a
Cheering.
I hit the stadium cheering button because Tom wanted the moment of silence, but I'm not giving Tom the moment of
Okay,
silence.
that's fine.
So why don't we open these packs?
Yeah.
So, did you guys enjoy your 11 a.m. edition of Beyond Question?
It was a nice evisceration of Kyle.
It was fun.
The Kyle roasting hour.
Yeah.
Well, not completely. Sort of go into the passion and that of sports too.
Yeah, I like that's one of the things that I like that we do on Beyond Question every once in a while. Is we like to tackle hard topics, like stuff like I remember last week we were talking about the protests in the NFL.
Well, actually, I do have something for that, but we'll save that for during our card openings that we're going to do in about 4 minutes. So we'll be right back here, livestream.com/LikeEffect, LikeEffectRadio.org/studio for Sick Floor Breakers. Matt, why are you staring at me like that?
Thinking about something.
Okay. So we'll be right back, everybody.
What to look deep in your eyes.
That will be creepy.